Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Dee, and this is Dee's Reading Lounge, where I'm sharing my love for reading at my own pace. If you are new and love all things bookish, I do invite you to subscribe down below. And if you are returning, thanks so much for coming back once again. I really do appreciate your continued support. So, we are here to do our first mid-year book freak out tag. I think that is what it's called. Let me look to the right really quick. I have my laptop right here because I have the questions. So this is the mid-year book freakout tag. So this is my very first one. So I would say that I have read some pretty good books. I just checked my Goodreads before sitting down, and I've read, I think it said 22 books. So that might not seem like a lot, but to me, the number doesn't matter. This is a hobby. I read for enjoyment and comfort and things like that. And so the fact that I haven't read 50 books by now, it's like no big deal to me because it's really a hobby and I really just enjoy the process. So having said that, while I was scrolling down my Goodreads feed while looking at reviews for a particular book, y'all, there was an advertisement like right in the middle between reviews. And that made me so mad. And because of that, I'm thinking about getting rid of Goodreads because everybody's making money from me but me. Okay. And I just don't appreciate being tracked like that. It was an advertisement of a realtor and a particular house because while I'm not like on the market for a house right now, I was just casually browsing and then smack in the middle of this book app I'm being advertised and sold to. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. So I don't know. I think I may be moving away from Goodreads because I just do not appreciate that. I just want to be able to read reviews in peace without being badgered about spending my money. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry I had to rant just for a minute there because that kind of sealed the deal for me. I think I will be moving away from Goodreads in the future. I don't know if I will deactivate or delete my account. I already track my books using a journal now, so I may just keep doing that. So enough of that, enough of ranting. Let's go ahead and get into these questions. The first question is the best book you have read in 2025. The best book that I have read in 2025 was the very first book that I read in 2025, actually, which took me by surprise, and it is Cane River by Lolita Tademy. This was a read along that I did with Freeform Lady, and I kind of went into this really blind, not really, knowing what it was all about. Four generation of ladies. It starts in slavery and ends at or in post emancipation, and it just details all the experiences, the trials, tribulations, triumphs that these ladies had to experience while in their particular generation. It brought out a lot of emotions, sadness, being hopeful, tearful, upset, angry, most of the time, to be honest with you. This was like, I have yet to find a historical fiction or read a historical fiction that topped this one. It goes by really quick. Never a dull moment in this book. So good. So good. So that is the best book I have read in 2025, which is the first book I read in 2025. So the next question is best sequel so far in 2025. So I just started reading sequels this year. Really not didn't really did not used to be a fan of sequels, but again, I'm exploring new things, right? And so the only sequel that I've read so far is Beverly Jenkins, and this is Breathless. This follows Forbidden, which was the very first book in the Old West series. This is about the female main character in Forbidden. This follows one of her nieces' love story. After we read the love story of, I don't remember her name, the aunt's story in book one, which was a phenomenal story. So good. This was a 4.5. Really good book. Okay, so the third question is new release you haven't read yet but want to. So that would have to be Junie by Aaron Crosby, Eckstein. Aaron Crosby Eckstein. It's a historical fiction coming of age story about a 16-year-old girl who has to make life altering decisions after awakening her sister's ghost and navigating truths about love, friendship, power, and as the Civil War looms. So that's right up my alley. So that's a new one of the new releases that I am looking forward to reading in the future. It probably won't be anytime soon, okay, because I have other books that takes precedent more than that one. The fourth question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, so the book that I have in mind that I do want to read, I just entered a giveaway, so I really hope that I win it. Is You've Got a Place Here Too, an anthology of Black love stories set at HBCUs, and it's scheduled to be released August 12th, 2025. The main reason why I want to read this is because it's relatable. I went to a HBCU. I've got my own HBC love story that didn't end well. And like most of my friends went to HBCUs as well. So I'm really excited. I think Kennedy Ryan contributed to it. The author of Love Radio contributed to it. Yeah, so very, very eager to read that one. I probably will buy it physically just because I want to have something like that on my shelf. And so definitely looking forward to reading that coming out in August. All right. So the fifth question is biggest disappointment. All right. So the biggest disappointment for me is The Other Princess by Denny S. Bryce. I was really looking forward to reading this book because it's Victorian historical fiction, Queen Elizabeth. And I was thinking, because this is a Black princess inserting herself onto the Queen's court, but it just didn't go as far as I thought the book could have went. So this was the biggest disappointing book that I have read in 2025. Number 6, the biggest surprise. So that is going to have to be The Art of Scandal by Regina Black. And I say this is the biggest surprise because I went into this book thinking that it was a typical cheating trope, man cheating on his husband, drama and stuff like that. And it was more to this book than that. It explored interracial relationship where the woman is Black and the wife, the husband is white, and not only is he a white man, he is in politics. He's actually the mayor. So this was the biggest surprise because it was more than what I thought it would be. It actually has a substance in the book. I did a whole vlog on this book, so if you're interested in hearing my full thoughts about this book, then you can check that out. So this is definitely fit for that category. Seventh question is favorite new author or new to me author. So I do have two, and I do have both of their books here, and so I'll just hold them up. It shouldn't be any surprise. If you watch my videos, you know it's Daniel Black and Beverly Jenkins. I don't know why I want to say Beverly Johnson all the time. There is a Beverly Johnson. I think she is a model, not an author though. But anyway, Daniel Black and Beverly Jenkins. I read Beverly Jenkins first, so completely fell in love with her. The first book, the second book, I was sold. Third and fourth, I'm on the fourth book that I've read from her, and so she's definitely quickly become my favorite newest author. I've only read two books by this author, but I love his writing style. I love that when he writes with passion and a purpose. He's trying to speak to his audience on the theme that he is writing about. So I've read this book, and I just read The Coming, which was absolutely phenomenal, retelling fictional of the Middle Passage. If you have not read that book and you're not afraid of being torn, okay, it's beautifully written, though. I feel like you should read that book. You should give it a try. Anyway, so those are my two newest favorite authors, and I'm so glad I can say that I have favorite authors. Okay, so the next question is newest fictional crush. I had to think about this question because I don't really have a whole lot of or read a whole lot of romance novels besides Beverly Jenkins right now. So I would have to say Ron. Ron was like the best man, okay? He had it all. He was white passing. He was rich. He was successful. He had pull in his community. He was kind. He was passionate, loving. Um, yeah, he was well respected in his white and black community. I'm not gonna spoil the book, but he had to make sacrifices, and in the end, he made the sacrifice that was needed in order to win over and to have his true love. And yeah, I just love a determined man like that that would go to the depths of the earth for the woman that he loves and his family. So I would have to put him in that slot because there's nobody else to compare him to. But he is definitely the man that I would want to be with if I had to be with a fictional character. All right. So the next question is that was newest fictional crush. Okay. Newest fictional or favorite character. I don't really have one, y'all. I can't really answer this question because I have not found a favorite character, like a quirky character. But if I had to select one, it would be the character from, I think her name was Miko, from the convenience store woman, just because she was average, right? She wasn't trying to impress anybody. She lived a very typical, mundane life, and she was satisfied with that. She tried to change, but ultimately she realized that she didn't want any of those things. She didn't really care what society thought that she should be doing with her life. She was a convenience store woman, and she was sticking with that. Very quirky, a little odd, but genuine. I would say she was a genuine character and authentic. Okay, so if I had to say my favorite, choose a favorite character, it would be her. I don't think I've mentioned that I read that book, but I did listen to it on audio. Very short. I think you would like it. It's very cute. You would definitely, I think, like her too. Miko. I think her name was Miko. Okay, so number 10 is a book that made me cry. Cane River for sure made me cry. The Coming made me cry. Um, what else? I think I almost shed a tear with Perfect Peace. I wrote it down, but I don't remember if I actually cried or came to the brink of tears. Yeah, so those are books that made me cry. Books that made me happy. So it's got to be Beverly Jenkins, Josephine. So this is also known, I'm sorry, this one also is known as Josephine and the Soldier as well. But this one made me happy because this is a YA historical fiction romance, and it's about young, innocent love. Josephine is a very mature young lady. She knows what she wants in life. She's very strong willed, which Beverly Jenkins does write her female black characters as being strong willed, independent, and she has a love interest who is, I think they start as friends to lovers or whatever. And it's just so cute, y'all. It's so cute. And it just reminds me of like my first love and the innocence and just like butterflies in your stomach. There was no horrible decisions being made because it's a YA romance or whatever. This book really put a smile on my face, and it truly made me happy reading it. All right, so the next question: the most beautiful book you've bought or received so far. So I do believe I bought this book this year. I can't remember, y'all. Before I went on my book buying ban, I was buying books like crazy. Okay, so yeah, hopefully I did buy this year. But it's this book right here. This is by Philippa Gregory, The Other Boiling Girl, and it's just absolutely so beautiful. Look at the gold foiling and that purple. Oh my gosh. So this one by far is like the most beautiful book that I probably own. Um, so the next and last question is books to read by the end of the year. A lot, okay, a lot of books. I did do the 25 by 25, and I've only read a fraction of those books. Some of those books I'm just not in a rush to read, so I probably won't get to those books. I'll probably have to redo that video and prioritize books that I actually have a desire and I know that I'm going to read. But it's a lot of them. Like I said, I'm a backlist girl. Older books, historical fiction. I have so many new authors to discover as well that I haven't even gotten to their first book. So it's too many to name. I will just pop a few on the screen so you can just get an idea of some of the books that I want to get to by the end of 2025. But again, this is not a race. If I don't get to those books, it's no big deal. Guess what? They're going to be still sitting on my shelf looking at me. Okay. So it's no big deal. It's no big rush. If I get to them, that will be great. If not, then they're still going to be there. They're not going anywhere. So y'all, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. My very first mid-year book freak out tag. Mid-year book freak out tag. Yes, that's what it's called. Thanks for watching. Leave all your feedback and comments down below. I love talking to y'all in the comments. I do see you. I do thank you for watching my videos and for supporting my little channel just by clicking on my video and watching, liking, and commenting. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and be blessed.